All right, function graphs. A graph of a function is a set of points x by f of x. So you go over a distance x, you go up f of x, and there's x by f of x. And the result will be, well, okay, here I'm just describing it as a curve. Any vertical line will have to meet the graph of the function at most once, because there's only one possible value of the y coordinate, namely f of x. So for example, here we use a vertical line test on this graph. It's a graph of a function. This vertical line test meets this line, this curve, 3 places. So this is not a graph of a function. If you have a graph of a function like right here, we take its shadow projection onto the x-axis. These x values are the domain of x. If we project this shadow onto the y-axis, these are the possible y values, which is the range of f. So that will give you, these 2 projections give you domain and range of the function f. So, okay, now they ask for some graphs. Graph y equals negative x squared. Now, nowadays, we can put that into a calculator and push a button, and out will come this U-shaped curve. Doing it by hand, you do something like this. You take various values of x from -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, here, 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 here. Calculate y for each of those x's. 4, 1, 0, 1, 4. So here we go. -2 by 4 here. -1 by 1 here. 0 by 0 here. 1 by 1 here. 2 by 4 here. These are just 5 points on a continuous infinity of points. So we might find, what is it when x equals plus or minus 1, when x is plus or minus 1.5, 1.1, -1.1, and on and on. The calculator, of course, does several hundred or several thousand points in its microchip brain, and projects the resulting points here. This graph, this U-shaped graph, is called a parabola. It exists in various places, such as, say, the curve of a cable on a suspension bridge, or if it's the U is pointing downwards, that would be the trajectory of an object flying in in free fall. Excuse me, I have a cat to get rid of. Hey, your feline out there. So y equals x cubed minus 8. Find various values of x, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, and -2. Oops. All right, and you get various values of x, -9, -8, -7, 0, 19, -16. So here are various values. You plug those various values, you can get this sort of N-shaped curve for the graph. Here, these 4 graphs, are they graphs of function? Here, yes, every vertical line meets it but once. Here, no, this vertical line meets it twice. Here, yes, it's vertical line, it meets it everywhere, except at x equals 0. So x equals 0 is outside the domain of this function. And here, no, because this vertical line meets the graph twice. So it's not a graph of a function. Here we have a graph. Is it a function graph? Yes. It's every vertical line meets it once. What's its domain? Well, the x values are between -3 and 2. That's the domain. So range is from -2 to 2. That's the range. Here we have, this thing, it goes whoop, whoop. Not a function graph, because these are all on the same vertical line. Okay, that completes that.